So may I ask the COMSEC to recognize the resource persons?
Yes, sir. From the Department of Finance, we have ASEC Carlo Fermin Adriano and ASEC Daquila Eltin Napao. We also have Director Johanna Hortinella from the DOF and Attorney Edgar Siriban Jr. From the Bureau of Internal Revenue, we have Commissioner Attorney Romeo Lomagi Jr. himself. And with him are Deputy Commissioner Teresita Angeles, Deputy Commissioner Larry Barcelo, Deputy Commissioner Marisa Cabreros, Deputy Commissioner Maria Rosario Charo Coriba, and H. Rhea Don Danon Galera, H. Rhea Grace Dison, H. Rhea Rufino Cantaros Jr. And sir, yes, our Senior Deputy Speaker Dong Gonzales, sir, is here. And of course, from BIR, we also have Assistant Chief Francis Nabua, Chief Zenaida Floresca, Assistant Chief Gemma Tatel, OIC Assistant Chief Joy Ann Mangiliman. And from the NTRC, we have Attorney Jason Raposas, Miss Burley Amurao, Miss Maria Cecilia Rodriguez. And from NGCP, Legal Counseling Division, we have Attorney Pia Sobel San Diego. From ERC, we have Chairperson Mona Lisa de Malanta herself. From Bureau of Customs, we have Attorney John Cedric Common. From DTI, Director Marcus Valdez. From the Department of Health, we have Miss Andrea Ora Corachea, Dr. Ria Rachel Tan, Mr. Alfred Endraca, and Mr. Jackie Brian Miraflor. From FNRI, we have Deputy Director Attorney Luciden Ras and Miss Stephanie Parani. From the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, we have Mr. Ren Untalan. From the Philippine Coast Guard, we have Captain Oliver Tanseco. From Lazada, we have Mr. John Kenneth Stiller and Mr. Tony Reyes. And from Shopee, we have Miss Jem Han Segovia. Sir, your honors. Thank you.
Saldi, asan na yan? Yung may code. Congressman Cruz?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I move that we dispense with the calling of the roll call.
Again, Mr. Chair.
Are there any objections? Hearing none, same is approved. The calling of the roll is hereby dispensed with. I have a short message. In our last meeting in 2024, we enumerated the achievement of the committee having shepherded the enactment of 5 major laws this year. The VAT refund for tourists, the Create More, VAT on Digital Services Act, the ease of paying taxes, which is I am receiving very positive feedback on the ground, and of course the estate tax amnesty extension, which is also being received quite well in the floor. The Secretariat is directed to share the accomplishment report of the committee to the members. However, our work is never done as we continue to perform other important roles that is of oversight. Today, we check on the BIR, the collection of franchise and excise tax, and then we move to our measure on the anti-illicit trade, which we approved way back in September, but now it has come out of the Committee on Appropriations because it has appropriations provisions. So we also see the commissioner himself. We are very thankful, Commissioner Lomagi, and the deputy and his deputy commissioners, as well, of course, is the chairperson of the ERC herself, Ma'am Mona. And we thank the BIR for obliging us today, and also from the DOF, we have, of course, my favorite Daki and my favorite Carlo Adriano. So we start with a briefing of the BIR on the franchise tax from the NGCP and the implementation of BIR RMC 194-2024, accepting NGCP franchise tax from pass-on charges. Anybody can do it from the commissioner? For the commissioner, you're doing it yourself?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chair. Nandiyan na ba yung slide? Yeah. We have
Sure.
slides on the query on the franchise tax.
Siya muna. Dapat. Siya na. Thank you. Next.
So, we already just to update the RMC 124-2024. This circularized the ERC Resolution number 10 series of 2023, entitled "A Resolution Suspending the Inclusion of the National Franchise Tax of the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines in the total monthly transmission cost billing of distribution utilities." So this RMC recognizes and gives effect to ERC Resolution number 10 series of 2023. Next slide, please.
Well, just to say that it is part of the hard work of Congressman Dago. You may continue, sir.
So again, this suspends the passing on of the 3% national franchise tax by NGCP to its customers. And the legal basis is the Republic versus Meralco Supreme Court decision, which disallowed public utilities from passing on certain taxes as operating expenses to the consuming public. And such taxes must be shouldered by the income earner who receives the benefit or protection of the state, and that the same cannot be unduly passed on to the consumers by way of tariff, since said tax was paid not for the consumer's benefit, but for the benefit of the business entity earning the income. Next slide, please. And this took effect on August 15, 2023, following its publication in the Daily Tribune, which is a newspaper of general circulation. And for the implementation, NGCP as the one billing the total monthly transmission cost. That's per NGCP customer bulletin dated August 31, 2023. NGCP commenced the suspension of the 3% franchise tax effective August 2023 billing month. And next slide. And NGCP has been regularly paying its franchise tax to BIR. So with the issuance of the RMC, we're now implementing the ERC resolution effectively. That's it for this particular issue on
Magkano?
RMC. Yung this Mr. Chair, it may fall under Section 270, but since I think NGCP is here, perhaps if they can allow us or waive the Section 270, we can disclose whatever information or tax
Well,
payments.
the ERC is here. She can command the NGCP to allow the disclosure.
Mr. Chair, good
Yeah.
morning. Good morning to everyone. The tax payments of NGCP are actually part of the materials reviewed by the ERC for the reset. So I suppose these are public documents because these are submitted also by NGCP as part of the proceedings.
Do you have them?
On the average, Mr. Chair, the franchise taxes paid by NGCP from our record since 2018 would average about 1.3 to 1.5 billion pesos a year, so on annual basis.
For a total of,
For a total of, wait. From our records, Mr. Chair, from 2018 to 2016 to 2022, that would be around 21 billion pesos in franchise taxes.
ano yun? Nag-retro ba tayo? Hindi.
Ano po, Mr. Chair?
Did we retro?
Retro?
Retroactive effect?
At that suspension, Mr. Chair, not yet. We suspended the passing on of charges moving forward. So from the August 2023.
What is the rule of the
hearing.
Supreme Court with respect to fundamental rights of consumers? Doesn't it make sense that it should be retroactive?
We did discuss that, Mr. Chair, the commission, but since there was an ERC resolution that allowed it in 2011, we were unanimous in the fact of suspending it moving forward, but we continue our discussions with respect to the
So
past
from
amount.
2011 to 2018, how much is that?
Sorry, Mr. Chair, it's ano po yun? 2011.
From 2011 to 2018, when you passed that resolution that it can be passed on, the 3% franchise tax, how much did it amount to?
We don't have that, I don't have that number right now, Mr. Chair.
So nothing of the 21 billion has been refunded to the consumers.
None, no, there has been no refund on the franchise tax, Mr. Chair.
Can you, Ma'am Santiago, I'm not your enemy, so wala pa kayong ibinabalik sa consumers.
Actually, Mr. Chair, in compliance with the ERC resolution, we have suspended, starting August 2023 billing, the pass-on of the 3%.
Pero you don't recognize any fundamental basis for a retroactive refund?
We just complied with the ERC resolution, suspending it.
May I ask
Starting
the
August.
ERC if you could consider that it should be retroactive?
We will resume our discussions on that, Mr. Chair.
Since the basis was actually an SCRA in 2002 on Meralco, wherein it excluded income tax from the computation of the rate base in computing the RORB. So in other words, it preceded 2011, or even preceded the grant of franchise to NGCP. So anyway, may I make my very long presentation on an assignment that was essentially so don't feel bad. May I make this presentation on NGCP? The key issues with the tax regime of the NGCP. Next. In terms of franchise, NGCP is now very unique. It is the only major power sector player not imposed SIT, VAT, and RPT. It's all no until it goes with NGCP. No. Franchise tax, yes. With franchise, yes. So the rest, Aboitiz, Meralco, Maynilad, Manila Water, they're all paying SIT, they're paying RPT, they're paying VAT. Next. NGCP's franchise tax is the lowest franchise tax rates ever imposed by legislative fiat. Well, that is a policy or an affirmative policy during that time. So that admittedly, I was part of the what they call economic manager +1 of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. So you can get a better price for NGCP. So the franchise tax was brought down to only 3% to make it more sellable. So I guess, okay. So next. Mabuti na yung we correct our historical mistakes. Among the past and present owners of National Grid, only NGCP was exempted from income tax without having any conditionalities on income. Napocor is exempt, shall be non-profit, and shall devote its return. Section 13, RA 968. Transco, the net profit in any of the Transco shall be remitted to PISAM. Section 18, RA 9136. NGCP is exempt from income with no conditions on profit or income. In short, even if it exceeds its PBR in nominal or aggregate terms, there is no process, neither obligation to disgorge or to return the excess payments to consumers, which is now embodied in many of the new laws, including the Foreign Investment Act, the PSA, as well as even the franchise of Meralco of Bulacan Ecozone, wherein anything above 12% belongs to the state and therefore shall be considered tax. Next. There's no explicit reasonable rate of return clause. NGCP is unique in that among sensitive sectors, no law expressly stipulates a mechanism for capping its profits. The ERC regulates it under its powers in IPIRA. Well, I believe naman po ako sa ERC in general. But to look at the other entities, SMRCT, internal rate of return of 12%. Anything above 12 goes back to government. PPP P, the new PPP code, reasonable rate of return set by regulatory agency, anything above is disgorged or is returned to the public or its users. Public Services Act 11569, recovery of prudent and efficient cost and reasonable rate of return by the administrative agency. Again, anything above is disgorged or returned to the consumers. Business engaged in prime commodities, RA 7581, a fair return on investment. Price cannot be more than 10% of its price in the immediately preceding month. Power distribution, RA 9136, retail rate shall be subject to the principle of full recovery and reasonable economic cost. Transmission, NGCP, no specific stipulation that would cap profit levels. ERC, through its powers under IPIRA, regulates NGCP solely through a 5-year PBR projecting required future revenues. Next. Instead, the rate of return is determined through the performance-based, which is highly dependent on accurate WACC. So, if you look at this, essentially the level of return is 12% per annum benchmark or WACC derived from market data. And then WACC is critical in determining profit cap for NGCP. This is why direct listing in the stock market would have been beneficial to the consumer. Instead, it was the parent that was listed. So there is a disconnect. Next. I calculated the WACC for NGCP. The risk-free rate is 6.23%. Of course, I asked Leia with the monetary board. The beta is based on Barron's 0.28. Country risk rate is 2.19. New York Stern. Equity risk premium 6.52. The calculated cost of equity is 8.7. The cost of debt is 12.7 according to the ERC. So the existing WACC is 15.04, which is almost close to the PBR. So the equity right now is 58.8%. The debt is 41.2%. But as any financement would do, that debt and equity are virtually can be transmissible. So the result of the 2023 ERC partial review is 2016-2020 WACC is 10.71, which is closer to what we found out. Next. Excess NGCP revenues. ERC preliminary review. 2016, NGCP revenue 77, ERC approved revenue 36.7. So there is a 204.3 billion that has been computed by the ERC as being in excess of its WACC. And there is no provision in law. That's the problem. For disgorgement or, ever since I became a congressman, almost every law I put that pertains to regulated industries, I always make sure that anything above WACC belongs to the people or belongs to the state. If it's PPP, it belongs to the state because they're actors on behalf of the state. If it's a franchise that deals with the consumers, then the excess revenues belongs to the consumers. And there should be a process of disgorgement, of repayment. And so far, I think I haven't seen except for those that arise from Supreme Court rulings. Next. The income tax determination, the electricity transmission and distribution sectors create a disparity in favor of the transmission sector. This is by Joel Yu, 2021, Taxes Takes Report for the BSP. Next. Other issues. Next. Something's very wrong recently. There's apparently been a lot of buying, mostly local. So there's been a shifting of the ownership of, I come from the stock market. So I smell one when I see you. I can smell one. There is that belated attempt to regularize because dati na yung SGCC owns 40%. Since under the PSA, anything above 40 should be owned by a Filipino. Since SGP is listed, there should be no foreign ownership of SGP at all. So now, next, there is a 7.8%. Can you show the 7.8? Okay, next. Well, the NGCP has denied that it is controlled by the State Grid Corporation of China and it has no executive that are Chinese national. Each chairman is not Chinese. And that's against the law. A top official and this committee or some other committees, because at a certain point next week, the speaker would like to transfer this to Quinta for Murang Corriente. A top official of the SGC, despite Synergy Grid of the Philippines supposedly being a larger shareholder than the State Grid Corporation of China because SGP owns 60% and should be 100% Filipino, but it's not. Next. Mahuhuli ko kayo. As a public utility under public as amended, only 40% of its equity can be owned by foreigners. 40% of the NGCP is already owned by the State Grid of China. The other 60% is shared by Monte Oro and Calaca, both Filipino companies, which are in turn layered by two more layers of Filipino companies. Next. When corporation is under layers of intervening corporations, the Supreme Court under Justice Presbitero, the father of our former speaker, and now the chairman of the Committee on Energy, says the grandfather rule applies. We opine that we must look into the citizenship of individual stockholders, natural persons of that investor corporation, in order to determine if the constitutional and statutory restrictions are complied with. If the shares of stock of the immediate investor corporation is in turn held and controlled by another corporation, then we must look into the citizenship of the individual stockholders. Nothing has been clearer than ever before. And it is initiated by the father of our former speaker, LAV. As a corollary, the 60-40 Filipino to foreign equity ratio is apparently met by subject or investing corporations that resort to the grant funds necessarily if that exists as to the locus of the beneficial ownership and control. In this case, a further investigation as to the nationality and personalities, then I guess it redounds to Congress, given its plenary powers to investigate and to inquire that laws are being followed. So this is a resolution under Nara Nickel Mining and Development, Tesoro Mining, etc. in 2015. Next. Some of the sources of doubt as to NGCP's ownership and control. Each chairman is from NGCC, despite SGP being supposedly owning 60% of it. So they gave it to the 40%. Official sources from the Chinese government suggest an active control and management. We look at all the papers of the Politburo and it's there. Unbelievable. They keep writing it. So SGP has two additional layers of subsidiaries for its indirect ownership over NGCP. Next. The board of directors of the NGCP is here. Xu Guangchao. And at a certain point, once we're given a mandate under Quinta, we will definitely ask for his presence to explain his role. There's no other way. Otherwise, para saan pa, tigilan na natin itong mga batas na to. Let's close down Congress. Next. The official website of the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative says the state grid gained the right to run the Philippine grid. It's their own words. Next. An official paper by the two top officials of NGCC, both CCP officials, is also outlined My God, member pa ng Communist Party of the Philippines. You read it, of China, Communist Party of the China. You read it. SGID foreign-based team of senior managers is deeply involved in the decision-making for major operating matters of overseas holding companies such as strategic planning, business plans, financial budget, senior management, putting the advanced management concept and excellent technical experience of NGCC, well, that should be good, into effect in the development planning and daily work of the overseas operation. The SGID headquarters has set up overseas operations management. That is from their own mouth. Including management appointments and removals. So it's not just the hiring, but the firing. Next. Leading the Beltway, again, if you read this, it clearly shows this is, if you want to source, this is the paper. Just marunong ka kasi mag-inchik eh. Next. So the foreign shareholders of SGP, this is where one of the violations appear. And that is why there was this scrummage for localizing the ownership of SGP for the past 2 weeks. That's why the price cap goes up, because the foreigners have to sell. They need to localize. So as you can see, percentage of total foreign ownership of SGP is 7.48%. That is based on the PSE records. This is clearly a violation. I worked for 7 years in the Philippine stock market. I worked for Swiss Bank. And one of my jobs is to look for. Next. Can Congress still amend the NGCP franchise to make its tax and profit structure fair? Yes. Section 2, terms and conditions. This franchise shall be for a term of 50 years from the date of activity is hereby granted, and on condition that it shall be subject to amendment, alteration, or repeal by Congress when the common good so requires. Next. Proposal 1. NGCP's compliance with listing rules should be used as a market benchmark for cost of equity. Don't let NGCP have its cake and eat it too. NGCP comply with the listing requirement under its franchise to SGP, which controls 67% of One Taipan and Pacifica Holdings, which in turn fully owns Monte Oro and Calaca High Power, which in turn own 30% each of the common stock of NGCP. This is a highly opaque structure that allows SGP's owners to minimize tax liabilities through tax-exempt status of intercorporate dividends and minimize, and therefore, the rule of the Presbyterian rule with respect to inquiring into the direct ownership or the citizenship or the personalities of the owners is pretty much justified. SGP should only be considered as compliance with the listing requirement under the NGCP franchise. That's good enough. If it is also used as the benchmark for the beta component of the WACC, then that's another thing, Madam ERC. This would dramatically reduce the allowed profit since SGP, a mere holding company, is a low volatility stock. So I don't know whether, would you like to have your cake or you want to eat it too? Attorney Sanjay, I don't know whether you can speak for the company. So, pwede ba ito na lang gamitin natin for the computation of the WACC? Because the beta of holding companies are much lower than operating companies. Next. Proposal 2. Subject NGCP to a national security review by the IIPCCC. The NGCP investment qualifies under Section 69, Rule 12 of the FAIR. Upon order of the President made by a foreign government-controlled entity or state-owned entity, except independent pension funds, sovereign owned wealth funds, and multinational, The exception being shall not apply if the fund is incorporated in or controlled by a foreign. Second, for violations of anti-dummy law, again, this is the Presbyterian rule. The penalty or forfeiture of such right, franchise, privilege, and property or business enjoyed or acquired in violation of the Provisions Act may be imposed. I don't know whether we want to go this far. Next. Proposal 3, subject NUCP to all regular taxes as in the case of water distribution utilities. Shifting from franchise tax to a seat-based regime is also quite common in Congress, including SMART recently. Revenues can be earmarked towards a Pantawid Corriente subsidy scheme, especially for land. It's time for the corporation, and not for government or ordinary taxpayers to drink Coke and pays taxes. I think corporations should do their part. So I'm talking here about the incidence of taxes. Next. Proposal for subject NGCP to a fixed reasonable rate of return. Until the adoption of the PBR, it was customary to impose a 12% RORB or IRR for strategic industries. Next. Tapos na, no? Windfall tax on excess profits. Disgorgement is allowed under IPIRA. Remedies shall without limitation include the imposition of price controls, issuances of injunctions, requirements of the investment or disgorgement of excess profits, and imposition of fines and penalties. So, I was part of the people who wrote IPIRA together with Popo. And the word disgorgement is always, the author is always me. I always believe of the power of the state to disgorge excess profits because corporations must share. Profits in extreme excess, extreme na, excess pa, of required revenues under PBR can be taxed with revenues going towards a Pantawid Corriente scheme. So all these actually are being made in anticipation of a possible transfer of, what do you call that, mandate for this particular topic to. And next, recommendations of the committee to the House outside the WAM jurisdiction. We want to call in Chairman Mr. Xu Guangchao to explain his role in the Board of Directors. I hope he is inactive. I hope he's initiate congressional hearings to determine whether NGCP is in violation of the anti-dummy law based on the Presbyterian ruling. Revisit ERC rate setting methodology on NGCP, particularly WACC setting. Which one do you use? SGCC or a proxy or SGC or SGP? Explore amendment to the. Tatakot na kayo, no? Okay lang, mabait naman ako. Pakapin mo muna siya. Solo ka ba dito? Isang tambak bang kasama mo? Explore amendment to the NGCP franchise to decouple systems operator and network transmission role. Pwede ba? Ano na lang kayo? Taga-rent na lang kayo ng equipment sa gobyerno and let the government run it? I think some people are starting to believe that the government should own, but the facilities can be owned, but the management of those facilities is invested with national interest. Next. So that is quite. Pwede bang bigyan mo na lahat ng tubig para makapag-isip lahat po sila. So may I recognize Congresswoman Rosemary Panotes of the 2nd District of Camarines Norte. Talo nyo na ang Albay. Number 3 na kayo sa tourism. Congresswoman Micaela Swansing of the 1st District of Nueva Ecija. Representative Ron Swallow of the Ron Salo of Kabayan Party List. On the Sun's Congresswoman Janet Garin, 1st District of Iloilo. Congressman, ang dami. Magka-30 na tayo. Congressman Mariano Hernandez. Anong pangalan ni Ruth? Ito pala, si future governor of Laguna. Congresswoman Josefina B. Tallado. Wow. And Congressman Allen U.T. Ito ba yung recently married? Laging nasa Zoom. And Congressman Ray Reyes, whose interest will of course be on the next topic, which will be on the tobacco taxes and vape taxes. So I don't know what is the previous disposition. Anybody would like to ask question? Wala ba nag-raise your hand?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, you are. Who are you?
Congressman Dagook, Mr. Chair.
Happy New Year, boss.
Happy New Year, Mr. Chair.
Ay, si Dagook. Ito talaga. Sige, ubusin mo na oras. Dali.
Good morning, everyone. No? Happy New Year, everyone. I would just like to inquire, Mr. Chair, no? What would be the treatment? Kasi yung collection, yung basis of inclusion of the franchise tax in 2011 was an ARC resolution. So, kung tama po yung pagkakaintindi ko, nangungulikta po si NGCP since 2011 pa. Pero yung record ni ARC is 2018 lang. Now, another issue, Mr. Chair, kasi yung franchise tax na yan ay kasama sa transmission charge na kinukulikta at sa format ng electric bill receipt, ano siya, kasama siya sa gross receipt. So, yung franchise tax, napapatungan pa ng 12% na VAT. So ngayon, kung nire-remit ni NGCP yung 12% na VAT na yan sa BIR, ano ngayon ang treatment nung in case magkaroon ng refund? I-refund ba ni BIR yung 12% na VAT? That's my question, Mr. Chair.
Mona's here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, that's one of the, well, among the complications that the commission that the commission was discussing when we were deliberating on the suspension. That's why we thought it was faster to issue the suspension resolution and stop the collection. But we do admit we have to sort out those issues pointed out by Congressman Dagook if we were to go back and do a retroactive application of that suspension and order a refund. Kasi tama po yung sinabi niya, kasama po sa transmission charge yun. And then later on, that entire set is subject to the 12% VAT. So we'll include it in our deliberations and coordinate po with BIR, Mr. Chair.
Wait muna, Dagook. Sir Lumagi, are you willing to return the VAT also? On the 3%? Grabe tayo.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I think we'll also coordinate with NGCP if it will be given retroactive effect. What their ruling would be if it would be given retroactive effect, but also we also have to consider the prescriptive period in granting refunds.
Meron bang prescriptive period?
Yes,
Ano,
2 years, within 2 years from payment of
Wala,
the
you're
tax.
too late. Tanda ka na eh. So wala tayong pupuntahan. Pagdating sa BIR, talagang walang kawala.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I think malinaw na mayroon talagang nai-remit na VET sa BIR kasi yung 3% na franchise tax ay pinatungan ng 12% na VET. Now, in fairness to NGCP, Mr. Chair, ay ginawa naman po nila yung pagpasa dahil on the basis of ERC resolution noong 2011. So, hindi naman po nila ipasa yon kung wala yung resolusyon na yon. Kung hindi sila pinahintulutan ng regulator. So, my question, Mr. Chair, is can the committee explore the possibility o to recommend kung ano yung possible legal accountabilities ng mga commissioners ng ERC na nag-approve nung petition ng NGCP na ipasa yung franchise tax nila. So, I think, Mr. Chair, there's no need to answer that, no? Ang inaano ko lang, maisama sa evaluation ng committee kung there is a possible legal accountability on the part of the body who approved the resolution authorizing NGCP to pass on their 3% franchise tax. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. But we will prioritize returning the money to the consumers, okay? Rather than going after the heads of the ERC. Ang ganda pa man din ngayon ni Mona. So, any other questions? The star of all seas, ay star of Marikina, Stella Luz A. Kimbo. Sabay na kayo mga kampanya ng asawa mo. Lagi kayo lagi kayo nakaputi. May also recognize colleagues who have been instrumental in molding me into what I am. Congresswoman Sharon Green, and of course, Congressman. These two guys should be blamed for what I became. A Congressman Nograles. Siya nagturo sa akin kung paano umikot ang Kongreso. Walang iba. Itong dalawa lang to. So, ano gagawin ko? NGCP, would you like to make a comment na lang?
Mr. Chair, we respectfully acknowledge the Congress legislative power to review, refine, and revise the existing legislation as well as NGCP franchise granted by the Congress. And in light of the presentation made by the chairperson, we request that NGCP given time to
Okay.
submit a response to address the concerns of the committee and other committee as well.
Okay, by that time, I think you will be responding to Quinta, not to the Ways and Means.
Thank you, sir.
Congressman Plato?
Did we invite Mr. Chair, SEC here? Security
Yes, we
Exchange
should.
Commission?
Is that a motion?
No, may tatanong lang sana ako if they are aware. This
SEC,
violation, so-
did you invite the SEC? Hindi pa. But next hearing,
Can
we
we,
will invite them.
Mr. Chairman, that we invite the Security Exchange Commission.
Deputy Speaker? Any? Para tayong natulala. Nagpamerienda ba tayo? So, anything, I think you want time to answer all the issues?
Yes, Chairperson. will be given sufficient time to address your concerns as presented.
We can give you a
And-
soft copy para you can
Yeah,
you
thank
can
you.
answer them.
Yeah, I will coordinate with the COMSEC. Thank you.
Yes,
Quick question. Sorry I came in late. Happy New Year.
it's okay. I
But
always
just,
see you in TikTok.
just a quick question. Is there a computation of the total amount of so in effect there's an over collection, right? So what is the total amount of
Well,
over collection?
It's it can be argued, but based on the ERC, it's 204 billion.
204
billion.
billion in a span of from 2023, from the time that
2016.
from 2016 to 20, affecting how many households? Would they
Everybody.
know? So all using electricity, obviously. So obviously the question to ask is how, if in case a refund is to be implemented, how that will be implemented.
Mona is here.
And has such kind of a
Oh,
refund been implemented in the
I
past?
think ERC is fond of giving refunds.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. To address the question, well, refunds are usually implemented via rebates in the rate. So it's not actual cash that's returned to the consumers, but it's a negative amount that's deducted from the current bill
Yes.
over a period of time.
And that is obviously, that is easily determinable on a per household basis, right? So all you need to do is figure out the schedule of rebates per household. And that can be easily implemented, right? Ang pinagdedebatihan na lang natin is yung 204 billion na yan, ano ba yan? In a span of 1 year, in a span of 6 months, ganon, no?
Yung 32 billion na Meralco nun, ilang taon yun?
I think that was over 12 months, Mr. Chair. It's the amount is calculated on a per kilowatt hour basis. So it's easy to
Yung
implement.
una na RORB
Yung
income tax.
una, hindi po, I was talking about the 2021.
Oh, yung
Apo.
yung AR das ano yun? Yung ang tawag doon, yung di kayo nakapaglabas ng ano tawag dyan? Regulatory
Apo, reset. Apo.
What was the basis, Mr. Chair, for yung determination of yung 12 months?
Yung sige, yung RR muna.
Yung
Regulatory reset.
reset. Apo. The period is determined the applicant would normally apply for included in its application. So i-indicate po niya kung anong period ng refund yung kaya niyang i-sustain. Kasi po kailangan din niya i-sustain yung operations niya. But aside from that, the commission also determines if that refund period, for example, is too long or too short, then the final determination is made by the commission. But the amounts are calculated always on a per kilowatt hour basis so that it's easy to implement based on the consumption of each consumer per billing period.
So just roughly speaking, so 204 billion divided by how many households?
Pag po NGCP, Mr. Chair, all the users of the grid.
No, yes. So just give us the number. Para we know more or less, ballpark lang naman without tying them down. Diba?
I don't have the number, Mr. Chair, right now because they're not all households. Also are industrial
Entities.
consumers.
Yes,
commercial.
I mean, on the average, number of entities.
For example, in the Meralco area, 8 million customers na po yun, Meralco area pa lang. But I don't have we can submit, Mr. Chair, the total, or maybe if NGCP has the total number of consumers over the entire grid. But we can submit, Mr. Chair.
Accept.
Meralco alone is 25,000 per
25,500
per household. Meralco alone. 25,500 per household. Yung refund.
Mananalo ka niya.
Malaking, malaking bonus sa 2025. Oh, di ba? If we can, yeah, for 1 year, di ba? That's a big relief, tax relief. I think, Mr. Chair, dapat.
No, we should study kasi of course the reasonability of the computation of ERC. We want of course to ensure the empirical. Ang problema kasi if you look at the balance sheet of NGCP, they're averaging 87% dividend payout. So you look at their balance sheet, there's really they can immediately claim na they cannot sustain it. Kasi wala na dun. Take out loans. No, but I don't know. How would you
Mr. Chair.
how would you deal with that? No, Mona?
Opo.
Do
We
you know
can-
their dividend payout is 87% per
Yes.
year?
On the average, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how would you deal now if there's nothing in their stockholders' equity?
Apo. We at least need to sustain their OPEX, Mr. Chair, because we need to make sure that it will be able to sustain its operation. So siguro po pag na-cover na yung OPEX, anything above that should be the basis for the refund if refund is the outcome. So yun po siguro yung isa-safeguard natin muna yung OPEX nila bago po yung anything else.
Oy, you're not listening. Sabi niya, kasi wala ka naman makikita na SE, stockholders equity and related earnings sa kanila kasi lahat nire-remit na sa parent. It's the CCP. The Chinese Communist Party, you mean? Are you crazy? So anyway, but there must be a reasonable way of dealing with this. At tapos may utang pa. Their debt to equity is 58 to 42. 58% debt, 42% equity. So sometimes their way of refunding their investment is via repayment of loans.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
para lang thank you, Mr. Chair, para lang malinaw, no, for the record, Mr. Chair, no, itanong ko lang sa ARC, in case there is a refund, is it in a per household or per kilowatt hour consumption of a particular consumer?
Mr. Chair, for facility of implementation, we do refunds and even increases on a per kilowatt hour basis.
So, Mr. Chair, ibig sabihin, malaki po yung if I'm correct, no, kung mga industrial, mga commercial, dahil malaki yung consumption nila, malaki po ang marerefund sa kanila. Kasi nung nagbayad po sila ng franchise tax, it is also on a per kilowatt hour. Tama po ba, Mr. Chair?
Yeah. She says, tumango po. Yes daw.
Pangalawang issue, Mr. Chair, for the record, kasama po ba ARC ang off-grid areas o hindi? Kasi we are talking of
May
a
toll.
franchise tax of NGCP and NGCP is not serving the off-grid area. So hindi sila kasama. Tama po ba, Mr. Chair?
May tolling fees, di ba?
Mr. Chair, yung collections po kasi are from the users of the grid only, meaning those connected to the high voltage system. So kung nasa off-grid po, hindi sila nakolektahan naman ng pambayad sa NGCP. So wala din pong i-refund sa kanila.
Pero kung under siya ng Aleco, yung Aleco ay may off-grid. Tapos yung Aleco ay sumisingil ng toll fees.
Meron pong, nadi-distinguish naman namin yon, Mr. Chair, kung alin
Yeah.
pong area ng mga cooperative yung on-grid and off-grid, mahihiwalay po natin yung refund para sa mga on-grid users only. Yung off-grid, kung meron pong particular service lang na
So,
pinrovide.
totally wala ng toll fees ang off-grid?
Wala naman, wala po. Yung cooperative po yung naniningil or yung DU ang naniningil.
So, ibig sabihin, you can disallow off-grid toll fees.
Toll fees po kasi yon paid for the services of the utility of the cooperative,
Yeah, but-
not for NGCP po.
They don't remit na lang.
They don't, they should not, Mr. Chair, collect it in the first place. So only for their system po yung pwede
Okay.
nilang
I
makuha.
don't wanna prolong the argument. Are there any? Sige,
Pangatlo, Mr. Chair, no? Kaya nilinaw ko yon kasi baka mag-expect.
just recognize Congresswoman Daphne Lagun, Baby Alain Vargas Alfonso Cagayan, and Midi Kua. Okay, we're now more than 30. Sige.
Can I continue, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nilinaw ko yun kasi baka mag-expect lahat nung refund. Kasi alam ko, hindi kasama yung off-grid, grid lang. Pangatlong katanungan, Mr. Chair, sa ARC, i-determine po ba ng komisyon yung mga consumers during the period within which the franchise tax is passed on, and yun lang po bang mga consumers na yun ang mabibigyan ng refund? Tama po ba yun, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, medyo mahirap po yung kung yun po yung gagawin natin for implementation. But we'll study it. Pero so far, what we do on refunds, we just implement it on a per kilowatt hour basis depending on the users of the current period or the period of implementation.
So, ibig sabihin, Mr. Chair, mayroon pong marirepanan. Although I understand, no, the tedious work, no, pero mayroon po tayong mabibigyan ng refund na hindi kasama sa nagbabayad, yung mga bagong consumers. Would the ERC agree on that, Mr. Chair?
Tama po, Mr. Chair, tama po.
So, yun lang po. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Because I think okay.
Just a question to the ERC. This resolution passed by the ERC where you decided to implement a suspension. Is this indefinite? It's indefinite, right? Okay. Yes, moving forward. All right. Yun lang.
We're asking for a redraw.
Mhm. Thank you.
Any further questions? Yes. Yes.
Mr. Chair,
Sige na.
just as a in response to the press releases that the Honorable Chair has there was a statement in which there was a 200 billion disallowed. The amount of disallowance actually can be confirmed by Chair Mona, but it is way less than 200 billion. Majority of that 200 billion, which is, let's say, disallowed, is the one that is being discussed, deliberated upon by ERC. If the treatment of their expense or their recovery will be as spent or as commission completed. So doon pa Mr. Chair ang issue, and from DOE we just wanted to elaborate on that na hindi naman lahat yung sa
Hindi lahat 204.
hindi lahat naman advertising or CSR nila na dinisallow, kundi merong part yun na CAPEX na ina-assess pa ng ERC, and maybe ERC can elaborate on what is that part of the 200 billion that was mentioned, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think what to support lang what DOE was saying, I think the basis for some of the numbers were our initial determination back in 2023. We had a full determination. We published
Tapos
it in November, opo. But for public comments, and nag-comments na po yung public, and now this month we're finalizing and deliberating. But the crux of the matter is whether the commission will allow even the incomplete projects to form part of the asset base, because that will spell the huge difference in the allowable revenues that will be approved by the commission. Initially, the numbers that I think which were used in the presentation were based on the initial determination, where only completed projects were allowed, and only EPNS
So it can
projects.
go higher?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So that this month we will finalize it, and we hope to because the majority of the commission is leaning towards allowing even incomplete projects to form part of the asset base. That will make a huge difference on the amount to be refunded, if at all there will be a refund.
Thank you very much for that information. Yes. Well, yeah.
So currently they pay a 3% franchise tax, right?
Hindi na.
Have you? No, currently
They pay, but
they pay to BIR, right?
yes,
Okay.
but they don't collect.
But they don't collect, right? Okay. Have we computed?
21 billion is the answer.
Oh, what's my question?
From 2011 to
No. My question is, have we done a comparison on two regimes? Meaning, if we actually collect, because right now they don't pay income taxes, right? It's a franchise tax in lieu of all taxes. But if instead of a franchise tax, we actually collect income taxes,
Not
how
sure.
much?
Can you show the
What would be in short, what is the opportunity cost? How much income taxes are we forgoing from the fact that the current tax regime is such that we only impose a franchise tax in lieu of all taxes? Isa na nga siyang monopolyo, di ba? So, by being a monopoly itself, ang dami na niyang advantage. And then on top of that, meron pa siyang exemptions from all taxes. I mean, of course, okay, sige, sinabi natin, sige, para simple, franchise tax. Pero it could be a higher than 3% franchise tax, right? Ang sa atin, it has to be equivalent to all the other taxes na hindi na niya binabayaran, di ba? Dapat gano'n ang pag-compute ng pinapataw natin na franchise tax.
computation namin kasi very flat sila kasi alam naman ni Mona na they were charging all these expenses. So I'm not saying garbage in, garbage out. Just based on what's available, 3.5 billion is the opportunity cost. Yes. If instead of franchise tax, they use SIT. Kasi konti lang yung dinideclare nila as income. Kasi marami nga silang charge.
What are the other taxes that they forgo?
That's where we're going. Once
I think there has to be like a better determination as to, I mean, this is like for moving forward, right? If we are to review the law, right? And then, of course, at a certain point, we are going to amend. We are going to renew, di ba, at a certain point. So at least for the record, alam natin na merong issue pagdating sa taxes na pinapato natin sa NGCP.
Yes, we will we'll make a study, but the initial estimate, if it's VAT, kung may VAT pa 2 billion per year.
So VAT
plus SIT of
and
2
then
billion.
SIT. All right. Salamat. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
In view of all also includes local taxes, Mr. Chair.
Ang
Kaya-
dami-daming
Wala
buwis na.
problema natin dyan kasi binenta yan ng mahal. Kaya binigay natin lahat. Nandun ako noon eh. This 9 kay Madam. 2008.
No, Mr. Chair,
para
we,
mag-
we understand the
Nung
situation at
biniding
that
natin
time.
to, ewan ko kung
Mr. Chair,
yes.
when Transco transferred the
Concession.
concession, that was prior to the franchise. So that was not even part of their calculations.
Calculation of the price.
Diba?
Thank you for
Thank you.
liberating for liberating.
So at that time, when they had the concession agreement, they were basing it on the whatever the regime was applicable at that
Sino
time.
yung mga members of Congress nun?
Ikaw,
Governor ako noon, 2009. Sorry. Wag ka magpangalan.